This is Money Talks.
Hi, my name is Ibukun Oyedeji, President CFA Society Nigeria. Join me and a host of other financial industry practitioners for Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria.
Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. Hello everyone and welcome to Money Talks. Money Talks is brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria and I am Smart. You can call me Captain Smart. On the program today, we have a very, very special guest who has been accompanied to the studio by yet another very special individual who doesn't come out every Monday, but he's here today. But our guest on the program is Banji Fehintola, CFA. Banji is an executive board member and head financial services at Africa Finance Corporation, AFC. He is responsible for leading several business lines at AFC, including treasury and funding, financial institutions and trade, syndications, capital mobilization and partnerships, and financial advisory. He was previously a senior director and head of treasury and financial institutions. Prior to joining AFC, Banji worked with the fixed income, currencies and commodities team of Citibank Nigeria and the tax and business advisory division of former Arthur Andersen. He's a chartered accountant with a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Ibadan, a master's degree in international finance from the University of Glasgow, and a master's degree in international business, International School of Management, Paris. He's an alumnus of the prestigious Harvard Business School. Banji is a CFA charter holder and sits on the boards of several companies, including Board of Governors of CFA Institute. So we've got for us this evening a very, very big guest in the house, and he's going to be discussing something very technical and something elite, kind of. Because when I saw the lineup, I was like, wow, we've got a big one here. Today we're going to be talking about the CFA Institute. All you need to know about it, questions you have, and if you want to attach those three letters CFA after your name, what you have to do to get it. And so let's welcome to the studio this evening Banji Fehintola, CFA. Good evening to you, sir, and thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Smart, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I like the way you look.
Thank you.
As I saw your CV, I thought you were going to be looking sanctimonious, but you're like a guy man, without, guy man and all this fico. I was just, it's good to see you, sir.
Thank you
so much for coming. And to let you know the program is live and is fully interactive, meaning that you can join the conversation anytime you please. You can call the telephone number 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923, or you can call 0802 054 4484. That's 0802 054 4484, or just send us a message on WhatsApp 08173 136193. That's 08173 136193. Plus, you can join the conversation on all the social media platforms of CFA Society at CFA Society NG, and you'll be talking with us. When we return, we'll engage our guest in the conversation. Please do join us again.
Money Talks. Money Talks.
Money Talks. Money Talks. Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. Yes, and that's what we're going to do here this evening. We'll have a presidential material of the CFA here in the studio. The immediate past president of the CFA Society Nigeria, Mr. Banji Fehintola, is with us in the studio, and we're going to be discussing the CFA Institute. Mr. Fehintola, one more time, it's so good to have you.
Thank you.
So let's go straight into it. People have been asking me outside of this program, these people that you bring to the studio, big people every time, those EFICOs, who are they really? I said they are CFA Society members. So one would like to know, what is actually CFA, the CFA Institute itself, and what does it stand for?
Well, thank you very much. I'm not sure whether all CFA people qualify to be called FICO people, but let's park that for another day. The CFA stands for Chartered Financial Analyst, right? That's the meaning of those three letters. And obviously it's a designation. It's a well sought after designation globally for investment professionals around the world. So the CFA Institute itself is that body, is a global body, a global association of investment professionals around the world. And the mission of CFA Institute is, very sweet. It says to lead the investment profession globally by promoting the highest standard of ethics, education, and professional excellence for the ultimate benefit of society. So each part of that mission is important. There's ethics, there's education, there's professional excellence, but more importantly is ultimate benefit of society, because that's the purpose of finance. Finance is not to make a few people wealthy to the detriment of society. Finance is supposed to help society to be better off as a whole. Finance has failed if the man on the street cannot be uplifted. And that's the reason why our mission at CFA Institute is to ensure that the investment profession and the world of finance plays that role of helping society to be better. So that is the CFA, that is the CFA Institute. And obviously CFA Society Nigeria, where I was past president a couple of years ago, is the local society of the global body.
Wow. So you guys have a program. The CFA has a program. I wanted you to talk us through the program of the CFA. And of course, everybody who has come here, and one time I attended the CFA program and they were talking about their CFA journey. They talk about the exam.
It's a bumpy ride, trust me.
And all of that. So, or their CFA story. So tell us, what is the CFA program actually? And are there certifications that CFA Institute offer to people right there? If there are, just let us know that.
Absolutely. So there's the CFA program, which is essentially the program you go through in order to become what is called a CFA charter holder. And in the world today, I believe globally we're roughly about 200,000 CFA charter holders, scattered in about 160 markets across the world. And there's only one CFA. So once you have a CFA designation, it doesn't matter whether you're in Nigeria, you're in Japan, or you're in Australia, wherever you find yourself, it's the same qualification. Everybody went through the CFA program, and the CFA program itself is 3 steps, level 1, level 2, level 3. And once you pass those 3 exams, again, all building on certain bodies of knowledge, once you pass those 3 exams, you also need to have what we call the qualifying work experience. And qualifying work experience means that you have actually been working for some time in investment decision making. Once you've passed all that plus the work experience, then you get a CFA charter. And once you have that CFA charter, then you can put those 3-letter words CFA behind your name. So that's the process of earning a CFA charter. But in addition to the CFA program, the CFA Institute actually offers quite a number of other professional learning products. Some of the most popular ones would be things like our ESG certificate. And ESG is a big issue in the world now with climate change. So clearly that's a big focus area for us in helping, financial markets to better understand ESG. We offer certificates on climate risk. We offer certificates on data science. We offer certificates on private markets and so many other things. So the Institute today is not just about CFA program. There's also the Investment Foundation and a portfolio of programs which anybody can find its way, into any of those programs.
And as you've actually delved into the path to earning this CFA charter, which means, that people have to write qualifying exams, pass, and then get those 3 letters behind their name. This is financial analyst. Do you have to be a finance person? Because the last time also I came to the program, some people have come here, they're engineers, pure sciences, and they're talking about CFA charter. Do you have to be from the finance, part of life to be able to do this?
At all. Anyone can do it. And to be honest, again, I did mention 200,000 charter holders around the world. I don't have the data, but I'm pretty sure that a significant chunk of that did not have finance background before they came into the CFA. The body of knowledge is rich. You will learn it, irrespective of your background. I know people who are medical doctors who today have a CFA designation. I know so many engineers, like you mentioned. I know people who studied genetics and people who studied, chemistry, English, French, who have become CFA charter holders. It's really about applying yourself. Once you apply yourself to the body of knowledge and the diligence required in order to study and pass the exam, in fact, I actually do find out that such people that come from those backgrounds tend to be better financial analysts than people who come from finance background. It's weird, but that's just the reality of what we see. So I think, look, irrespective of the background you may have, the CFA is doable and it's available for everyone.
In case you just joined us now, we have Banji Fehintola, the immediate past president of the CFA Society Nigeria, is our guest here on the program this evening. You can call to join the conversation 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923. You can also call 0802 054 4484. That's 0802 054 4484, or send a message on WhatsApp to 0817 313 6193. And that's how to be a part of the program this evening. Whatever questions you may want to ask, perhaps you want to enroll for this program or get the CFA charter holder, as you heard Banji talking about here on the program, you're welcome. Our phone lines are open right now. So Banji, how does the CFA program and those other certifications from CFA Institute, how do they stay relevant in the face of the evolution we see now in investment and finance professions? Like every day, new things are coming up here and there. Things are evolving.
In fact, I love the last word you used, evolving.
Yes.
Because interestingly, at the CFA Institute a few years ago, we actually embarked on what we think is the most ambitious change to the CFA program. And guess the name we call it? Project Evolve. Wow. So that's why I love the name Evolving that you used. And what were we trying to achieve with Project Evolve? We looked at the entire curriculum, and the question was, how do we make it stay very relevant for the industry? And so many changes happened, apart from one, eligibility to write the CFA exam. Before, it had to be, you had to be a graduate. Now, even from your third year in university, you can actually start writing the CFA exam now. We looked at the curriculum across each of the levels. We introduced what is called practical skill model, because there's no point creating book. People will know the book, but don't know the practice.
Wow.
So the practical skill model at every level essentially allows people to know things like financial modeling, a bit of data science, Python, all those kind of things that the industry is looking for today. And importantly, even in the final level, which is the third level, we've created what we call specialized pathways. Historically, everybody went in one direction. Now you have 3 possible directions that people can go, where you can specialize either in private market, in portfolio management, or any other route. So the whole idea of Project Evolve is, how does the CFA curriculum stay relevant, and how do we ensure, and in doing this we spoke with employers all over the world to ensure that their voice was heard in reshaping the curriculum and making the curriculum to become more industry relevant. So we are always doing that, and it's something that I think every now and then the CFA Institute takes very seriously.
As we were talking, when I asked you the penultimate question, you did mention that CFA is a global institute. The CFA Society Nigeria is like a Nigerian body of a global institute. So as a global institute then, are there some region-specific initiatives, especially where it has to do with Africa?
I like that question because, yes, we're a global organization, like I said, and we operate mostly through all our societies around the world. So Nigeria being one of the societies. I believe in Africa we have 5 or so societies, and that I think over time may increase. The CFA Institute itself is committed to Africa, and you may not know, I joined the board of CFA Institute in 2022 as the first African ever to be appointed to the board of CFA Institute. To me, that's a statement of intention by the CFA Institute that Africa is important to them. And obviously, when I sit on the board, even though we don't have a representative board in that sense, there's always the voice of Africa in the room. And you see, the biggest challenge we face as a continent sometimes, or most times, is that our voice is not in the room. So the fact that there's an African sitting in that boardroom and having those conversations shifts the conversation in favor, of the continent. So Africa is not forgotten. CFA Institute looks at Africa. The demography in Africa is young. The economies are opening up. The capital markets are developing. We see this continent as the future, right? While the rest of the world is tailing, we are growing. So importantly, I think, as an institute, Africa becomes a central part of what we're doing and our plans for the future.
And there are young people there who, maybe students like you mentioned, people can now aspire to get this certification even while they are still in the university. So in case we have such people listening now, what advice would you actually have for them, or maybe young graduates or professionals who are wishing to embark on this journey, earning that prestigious CFA charter? But before you get to that question, we'll go to the phone lines. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Okay, you can try to call us back 0700-923-923-923, or you can try the alternate line 0802-054-4484. That's 0802-054-4484. So Banji, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, so to answer that question, because I get asked that question many times.
Yeah.
And my answer is very standard, right? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And that first step is you making up your mind that you want to pursue this certification and starting it. Again, look, I will not pretend like it's easy. It's not. There are so many bumps along the way, but the staying power is actually what will get you over the line. And I say to people, in fact, I interview tons of people, and whenever I say CFA behind your name, I know that there must be a story behind that CFA. You must have gone through a lot of rigor and preparation to get you to that place. In some instances, you might have failed a few times and you had to stand up and fight again, So I think, look, whoever is looking to start, the starting point is making that first decision to start, register for it, look for, if you can study on your own, fine, or if you cannot, look for people that can give you help in that area. The society in Nigeria helps a lot as well. And once you start, success is like, I don't know if it is the right word I should use there, but it's like someone who is on drugs. Once you start passing.
Okay, let's get back to it. Just hold your thoughts a bit. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Good evening. The number to call 0700-923-923-923 or 0802-054-4484. You can also send us a WhatsApp message or a voice note 0817-313-6193. Sorry for the interruption there.
No, I was just saying that, look, once you start and you start being successful at it, it actually helps your morale, it helps your confidence, and then from then on you can build on and pass it. I don't think it's rocket science. So clearly, I mean, people have done it. You can do it as well.
All right. Yes, thank you so much for calling. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Felix. I'm calling you from Apapa.
Okay, please go ahead.
All right. So I would like to know what's the difference between the job of a CFA and the job of a chartered accountant. What's the major difference? Because you're a business owner, you're looking at the finances. How can you tell who to look at the financial professionally to tell you, okay, do this better, to take this out, take this in? Who is in the best position to do that? Thank you.
All right, thank you. And interestingly, Banji is both a chartered accountant and a CFA charter holder. So here now lies the problem.
No, I mean, I think I'm in a very good position to answer that question because I'm both of those things at the same time. An accountant, obviously, in summary, is responsible for, preparation of your financial statement and all that. And of course, there's more to that beyond just preparation of financial statement, tax, other things. A CFA is a user primarily of that financial statement as well as financial information and trying to use that to make investment decisions, right? So it could be maybe we're trying to analyze the value of the stock of a company, or we're trying to analyze the value of a debt or a bond of a company. To do that, we need the financial information prepared by the accountant, or we're trying to value a company, we're trying to make a recommendation to our client to do something, either to take an investment decision, to buy something or sell something and all that. So I think the CFA guy is an investment decision maker primarily, depending on what side you're on, but primarily that's where the field where the CFA is situated. The accountant is situated more around bookkeeping, preparation of financial statements, regulatory compliance, taxation, and all that. So I hope this helps. Again, it's always important that people know what exactly you're getting into. The CFA doesn't help you to prepare financial statements. An accounting qualification does that. But the CFA helps you to make investment decisions using financial statements prepared by accountants.
Right. So looking at this, we don't need a prophet to tell us that to get this certification, no be beans, as we say in local parlance. But somebody will now be saying, Banji, then what is in it for me? I mean, what does the CFA certification do for me?
Plenty. It does plenty for you. So let's start with the one people want to hear. Hopefully helps you make money, because I know that's probably the easiest way to market anything. So and we're talking money talks.
Yes.
So I think it probably helps you make money, and I mean it. I'm not in any way saying, when you have that certification, employers value you, people value, the industry values you, and I think people want to pay for the skills that you bring. So I think if it can be monetized easily. But beyond that is the recognition you get and the network, the global community you belong to. And I'm not kidding. I mean, in my professional life, I've traveled, fairly extensively around the world. And every time I exchange my business card with people around the world and they look at it and they see CFA behind it, that's a different way they start to look at you immediately. So you can't quantify that with money. That is big intangible that honestly, if you have it, that's when you appreciate the value that you're sitting on. So I think, look, in summary, that's it. It's going to improve your life, both monetarily and non-monetarily.
And somebody's asking there, how do I start this journey?
Easy. Go, I believe, on the website. You would see information on how to register, the CFA Institute .org. That's the website, and easily just click on it. A few details will be asked of you, and then just enroll. And once you enroll for the program, and like I said, seek help if you need help. But most of the things you need is available by the CFA. Once you register, the books, the curriculum, everything is provided. And I think you can either self-study or you go to a tuition house. But once you start it, I tell you, you will not be the same. The amount of knowledge you have, the kind of conversations you'll be having going forward, even you would know that it's a big difference.
And that's it. That's what we're going to drop the anchor this evening. As Banji said right there, to get started, just go to the website www.cfasocietyng.org, and if you see study right there, you see the CFA program will drop right in your face there. You can start your journey from there, and also get that look when you go around the world. When you introduce yourself and say CFA, they might just say, "This way, sir," and that's to the right hand side. Banji Fehintola, the Executive Board Member and Head, Financial Services at Africa Finance Corporation, AFC, has been our guest on the program this evening, and he is the immediate past president of the CFA Society here in Nigeria and a board member of the global body. Yeah, so the first African to ascend to that height, and it's not a mean feat. He's the African voice on that board. So Africa, we have people. Thank you so much, Banji, for coming, and we've enjoyed it this evening. We're hoping to have you very soon on the program.
Thank you, Smart. Thanks for having me.
And that's our show for today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. You can head over now to the website www.cfasocietyng.org. All the information you need is on the website. On social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, that's formerly X, and of course on Instagram at CFA Society NG. You get all the information there. Till we'll come your way again next time, be sure to get that CFA acronym behind your name. It will do you a whole world of good. Smart. Uzechi is my name. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Money Talks, hosted by the CFA Society Nigeria. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube at CFA Society Nigeria. Follow us for more financial insight and updates. Keep a date with us next time.